Ok, fuera de cámara sí estuve matando a algunas personas, pero no nada más los stragglers, los sujetos que quedaban aquí vivos, por alguna razón. Abrí todos los cofres. Me dieron una Armor Slayer, esta Silver Lance, pero lo importante es lo que conseguí en estos dos cofres de acá atrás con Setup. Cursed Ashia Sword, la cual tiene 13 de Might. Esta espada inflige 5 puntos de daño a quien la utiliza en combate, a quien la utiliza después de combate, a cambio de su alto rate de critical hit. Tiene 40, 13 de Might. Güey, yo me quedo con los 5 de daño, no pasa nada. La Devil Axe me hace 10 de daño y de todas maneras considero que vale la pena. Pero lo más importante, Axe of Ukun Pasara. 19 de Might. Efecto extra daño en contra de los enemigos con armadura. Es nivel, o bueno, es más bien, requiere Mastery tipo A, o nivel A. Y es para aquellos que utilicen la Crest of... ¿Qué? Gloucester. No me acuerdo cómo se pronuncia eso, pero bueno, sí, el punto es que me encargué de todos los perdedores que estaban alrededor de este sujeto. Y es momento de venir a fastidiarle la vida.
No, I'm not the one you want. I guess I've got no choice.
Ya, go. Ok, sí. Y acomodé a mis unidades a... Uy, 6 stats subieron de nivel. Es nice. Acomodé mis unidades a tal modo de que pudiera venir aquí a subir de nivel Setheth. Y también Dorothea. Hey, cámara lenta y todo. Nice.
I'm growing, but at what cost?
La vida de algún perdedor que no vale la pena.
It isn't looking good for us. Should we retreat?
¿Nani?
He has some treasure from the monastery too.
Ah, sí. You sneaky bitch. ¿Qué traes? Speed ring. Oh, I need that. Con estos chavos aquí a mi disposición. Yeah, I don't think so. Bro, where are you going? ¿Quieres pelear, carnal? Ven a pelear. Training Gauntlets. Los demás que se acerquen solamente. Estoy seguro que entre estos tres va a ser suficiente, pero... Seth puede venir aquí y unirse a la acción. Solamente son 3. Really?
Here is something to believe in.
Here's something to shut the fuck up.
It won't be in vain.
That was fun to watch.
Ok, ahora. Seth. Ok, ya. Vamos a pegarle con la... Oh. Nevermind, sí lo maté. That's the thing, though. Yeah,
You
sure.
should yield me a tidy profit.
Fuck up.
They won't see this coming.
¿Qué onda? No, el hijo de perra puede pasar entre mis unidades.
Lament your
Fuck you,
weakness.
buddy. Bueno, vamos a darle un poco de trabajo a Turcia.
Appreciate it.
Que suba de nivel, o al menos que consiga algo de experiencia. Advantage. Bruh. Speed ring.
I thought it would be easy money. Maybe it wasn't meant to be.
That man used to be a merchant here at the monastery. He must have fallen on hard times to take up with those thieves.
¿Tú crees? Ok, sí. Y la razón por la cual tardé 26 turnos es porque, como les digo, estuve merodeando alrededor de todo el mapa. Pero como no tenía un mínimo de turnos, dije al diablo. Me di la oportunidad a mí mismo. ¿Oh, en serio? ¿De nuevo Motivation? Pero ya no tengo todos mis alumnos. El monasterio es son ruinas, ¿no?
It seems we were able to expel the bandits who were hiding in Garreg Mach. How fortuitous that you students should gather at the monastery like this.
We made a promise with the professor. That was 5 years ago to the very day.
We all gave our promise to be meeting
Oh,
here when
el
the Millennium
traje
Festival
de
arrived.
Petra. Holy shit.
Though the one who came up with that plan is
Nice.
Edelgard. Still, how incredible that those present gathered despite the terrible state of things.
The most incredible part of it is that you didn't oversleep and miss the reunion.
So, that is the reason. Professor, the monastery is safe because of your devoted students. I am now fully convinced that you are the only one who can save Fodlan.
Puedes contar conmigo.
Ah, so you have finally accepted your destiny.
No me
On the
queda de
very
otra.
day I return to Garreg Mach, you awaken and return as well. This is no mere coincidence, but rather the work of the goddess.
¿Cuál es tu razón para estar aquí?
Actually, well, it will be easier to just show you. Come with me to the Holy Mausoleum. I realize that since you've been slumbering for so long, you have no idea what has transpired in the various territories. Allow me to explain. After the Battle of Garreg Mach, there was a change of regime in the kingdom. House Blaiddyd suffered a series of brutal massacres, which claimed the lives of Dimitri and Regent Rufus.
Oh,
The kingdom capital
entonces Dimitri está
fell,
muerto. ¿Que
and
no
was
habían dicho que no?
absorbed into the empire as the Fargus Dukedom, which is now under Cornelia's control. Some still resist the empire. As of now, Rodrigue of House Fraldarius is at the center of such efforts.
El
In
jefe
the
de
alliance,
Félix.
Claude leads the faction that opposes the empire, and Lawrence leads those who have sided with them. The front lines are ever in motion, but the war effort has stagnated overall. In short, both the kingdom and the alliance have been swallowed up by the empire and are on the verge of collapse. We must gather our generals and soldiers under your command and reverse this dire situation.
Okay. How though?
Flame, look! The professor has returned to us.
Yay!
What do you mean? Oh, goodness! It really is you, Professor! I cannot believe you are still of this world. We were so worried we would never see you again.
¿Qué estás haciendo aquí? Está igual,
I
solamente un
forgot
poco más
something
alta.
important at the Holy Mausoleum. I told my brother that I had to go back for it no matter what, and so here I am.
After we finished here, we were going to continue our search for Rhea. But now that you are here, things have changed. We must not waste this opportunity. We shall send word to the knights scattered all across the land. The time has come for the Knights of Seros to return to action. We are counting on you, Professor.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Guardian Moon. A king without a kingdom. Having parted ways with Edelgard, former students of the Black Eagle House now work alongside the Knights of Seros at Garreg Mach. They begin to create a resistance army strong enough to take on her Imperial forces.
Short and sweet. Ok, no creo que haya mucho más que decir al respecto. Bueno, me pregunto, dijo Seth, hay que decirle a nuestros caballeros y generales que regresaste y la madre. ¿Van a llegar todos de golpe? Porque son un montón. Cada unidad ha crecido con el paso de los 5 años. Deberías checar sus clases y armas.
Oh, thank the goddess. I
Hola.
couldn't bear the thought of letting Gerald down by not finding you.
Amir.
Guess you lucked out.
Oh, todos mis chavos, miren el
Looking
güey.
everywhere for you.
Pinche Cirilo ya
But
creció.
I see Lady Rhea isn't with you. Damn.
Everyone was real worried about you, Professor.
Cierto, el güey ya tiene 20 años.
From here on out, you will have our aid.
I am so grateful that everyone is safe. I am sorry things are moving so rapidly, but there is something we must discuss. Come with me. The time has come to make our true stand against the Empire.
Trabajemos
Our base
juntos.
will be Garreg Mach Monastery. The interior is in less than prime condition, but we should be able to utilize it much the same as we had before.
Okay, cool.
Surely those Imperial jerks have this place staked out, right? It's a highly strategic location.
It may be an area of importance, but it is far removed from the front lines. Considering the burden of transport, it is possible they are not paying too much attention to it.
Nothing escapes the Emperor. There must at least be a spy or two.
Professor, what do you think?
Me preocupan los recursos.
Your concern is valid. However, the town and surrounding hamlets are still present. And though far from abundant, the church still has funds at its disposal.
That's true. Professor, I think we can leave expanding our army to my brother. He was always good at negotiating, and I believe he is best suited to the task.
In that case, I have a request. Please allow my soldiers to join your ranks as well. House Sire already tried taking on the Emperor. As a result, our territory was stolen from us. As a consequence, I do not have many soldiers left to speak of. But those I have are yours to command.
I feel like I should tell you that I've been protecting some kids who lost their parents in the war. They're in the town right now, but maybe we can move them to the monastery? I'm sure they'd be happy to chip in however they can.
Yes, I understand. I will make the necessary arrangements.
I nabbed some valuables from my house. Father is with the Emperor now, so... It's not much, but it's yours.
I don't have a thing to
That's
contribute.
pretty nice.
In fact, I'm still in my same old clothes.
I've been wandering on my
No
own
te
for
preocupes,
5
yo voy a tu cuarto,
years.
te las
I won't
quitamos
go
y
back
nos
to that
ponemos a
house or
limpiarnos.
my father, that's for sure.
I understand. Leave it to me. No labor is too great if it means saving Fodlan.
Gaspar. Okay, let's go.
Hey, Professor, something's been bothering me. Remember that suspicious guy I chased after back when I was a student? A knight scolded me for it, but at the time I really thought I was doing the right thing. Now that I've had more experience on the battlefield, though...
I've been looking for you.
There isn't much time, so I'll keep this brief. The knights encountered a band of brigands while out marching. It was hard fought, but we prevailed. Our soldiers are highly trained, but the enemy was formidable, and we weren't expecting combat. There were a number of casualties among our troops. Much appreciated, but there's a reason I need to bring this to your attention. Do you recall the incident 5 years ago involving a suspicious individual in Garreg Mach?
Oh, mira, qué timing tan
The
impecable.
same scorpion tattoo that we found on the arm of that man.
Oh no.
I thought that might be of interest to you. Don't mention it. If you'll excuse me, I need to get back to my duties.
Yeah, sure.
Heck of a coincidence, right?
Ooh,
As soon as
sí.
I mention that suspicious guy, this happens.
Bueno, al menos está bien saber que ya se encargaron
Some of
de
the
ellos.
knights died in combat. They died because of what I did 5 years ago. This is my fault. If I'd stayed quiet and tracked the guy down like you said, we would have stopped those brigands sooner. And I wouldn't have blood on my hands.
No necesariamente.
It's no use trying to comfort me. You know I'm right. Just say it. Those poor knights. It's all my fault.
Extraña manera de incrementar su motivación, pero... Ok. Wait, what? ¿Ingrid? ¿Están conmigo? Los tengo a todos. ¿Todos están conmigo? Ingrid, hola. ¿Qué es esa armadura? Ok. Esto me da... nuevas esperanzas. A menos que... Bueno, existe la posibilidad de que sí tenga todos mis compas, pero... nada más hayan salido en ese mapa los de mi casa, porque pues son mis chavos, ¿verdad? Los originales. Yeah, I mean, es una posibilidad. Entonces, tenemos...
Thank you for
Elemento.
inviting me. What a nice aroma. I really enjoy this tea.
Nice. Güey, esos colores combinan tan bien con su piel, con su cabello y con sus ojos.
Thank you.
Y ahora que ya se ve que ya no tiene cara de niña y tiene un peinado diferente, todos han cambiado bastante. Me alegra que esos 5 años hayan pasado, o sea, se note mucho en los sprites como han pasado los años. No solamente que están más altos y ya, sino sí se les nota en las facciones y todo eso. Me encanta cuando un juego le pone atención a detalles como ese. Strong Battalion.
Yes.
School Days. Oh. The Opera. Perfect recipes. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you.
I wonder what your favorite food is. Meat? Veggies? Fish, perhaps? Oh, or maybe sweets.
Hmm. Oh, no era eso. Bueno, ni modo. Veamos.
What? Is there something on my face?
Sí, los años, mujer.
Strength and stamina are necessary for fighting on horseback, as is footwork.
Yo puedo ayudarte con
Quite
estamina.
delicious. Thank you for the treat. I had such a great time.
Nice. Okay. So, shit's important. Esta mierda es importante. Hay muchas cosas por hacer. Ok, ¿son todos? No, no son todos. Vamos a Félix. No veo a Lawrence. No veo a Ash. ¡Ah! No, ¿por qué Mercedes cerró ciclos? Se cortó el cabello. Este chavo de este güey me recuerda a Zuko. Esta mujer se ve igual. Igual de triste, Jesus. Este güey nada más dejó el cabello un poquillo largo. Oh, hablando de cabello largo, Leonie. No se ve nada mal, Nani. Ok, alcanzo a ver algo en su imagen que me llama mucho la atención. Excuse me, ¿qué es ese? ¿Qué son esas ropas? ¿Qué son esos ropajes? Hilda, please. Okay, advanced. Tenemos algunas certificaciones las cuales intentar conseguir. Ferdinand ya puede cambiar a ser un Paladin con un 100% de success.
My future is bright.
Oh, sí, se alumbró mucho con ese +2 en Resistance. Ok, este chavo ya está ahí. Caspar. Todavía está en Grappler. Todavía está en Sniper. Dorothea. Le iba a convertir en una Warlock, ¿verdad? White Magic, sí. Y yo siempre he sido más de Black Magic. Nice. Me asusté un poquito porque trae exactamente la misma ropa. Pero bueno.
I passed thanks to you, Professor.
Ok. No veo cómo, pero ok. Este güey sigue siendo un Myrmidon. Jesus, lo voy a tener que utilizar más. I'm sorry. Este compa, ¿cuándo diablos tuvo la mastery de Fortress Knight? ¡Ey! Se cortó el cabello. ¿Qué lo diría? Fortress, holy shit. Ah, no, estaba viendo Paladin. ¿Por qué chingados? That armor, though. Tenemos a Mercedes. Ella ya es... ¿No Mercedes era Bishop? What? Pues aparentemente no. Ok. Vamos a dejarla como Warlock, me gusta cómo se ve. ¡Annette! Oh, sí. Ok, veamos. Ferdinand, 23. Lindhart, 22. Gaspar, 22. Bernie, 23. Dorothea, 24. Petra, 21. Felix, 22. Sylvain, 25. Mercedes, 28. Y se ve más señora joven que jovenzuela. Annette, 22. Ingrid. Rafael. ¿Cuántos? 23. Holy shit. Ignatz. No sé, menos ñoño. Poquito menos de perdida. Lecidia, 20. Sí. Marianne. Marianne tiene 23. Ella y Mercedes son los que se ven más moñoras. Hilda, 23. Leonie, 25. Ya, todos van bien. Seth, no se sabe. Flame tampoco. Se ve realmente igual. Hanneman tiene 56. El güey había dicho que tiene 15 años más que Manuela. Así que, Manuela, no sabemos que tienes 41. Still. Güey, sí aguanta. Cabrón. Catherine, 33. Ya podemos volverla a cambiar a Swordmaster. Shamir, 30. Y el Cirilo, sí. Como lo recordaba, 20. Vamos a ver qué tenemos aquí de support. Hay muchos de ellos. Y lo tengo con Dorotea, con Félix, con Mercedes, con todos. It's a lot of support.
Even with the fires of war raging all around us, tea never fails to soothe the soul. Do you not agree, Bernadetta?
I hadn't actually thought about it, but yes.
Excellent. Oh, that reminds me.
What's that?
A long time ago, my parents were in talks to arrange my marriage with a certain young lady. She never set foot outside of her room, and she made little dolls to curse her perceived enemies. Such were the rumors. Frightened, I dissuaded my parents from going through with their plans.
I can see that. She does sound pretty frightening. I relate to the staying in the room part, though.
That girl was you, Bernadetta. A daughter of House Varley.
What? I don't make dolls to curse people.
You are a skilled embroiderer, no? I guess I was wrong. You are not making dolls.
I did make dolls, but cute ones. Nice little carnivorous plants and things.
Maybe I should not have brought this up.
Why not? Carnivorous plants are adorable.
Eso es cierto, yo quiero una, de hecho.
Adorable. Anyway, if I had actually known you, I would have accepted the proposal.
Why? Did you have some scheme in mind?
No, I just mean, now that I have gotten to know you, I would have been happy to...
So, you're saying you'd... with me? It's getting kinda hot in here, isn't it? Maybe it's the tea.
Why are you getting so worked up? That was all a long time ago now.
A long time ago?
Yes. Now we are soldiers fighting together in the same great conflict, right? And my parents are gone. So any agreements they might have cooked up would be completely invalid.
I guess so.
Just think. If we had been married, we would not have been able to build such a deep friendship.
That's true. Yeah, we never would have gotten this close. I would have given up on the relationship my parents chose for me and shut myself away even more.
So all in all, I am glad I refused to marry that doll-cursing princess.
Hey! I said I never made cursed dolls!
Sorry. I am just glad to have met you at the monastery. I had better take my leave. We should have tea together again sometime soon.
Yeah, see you. I'm glad we met here too.
Oh, interesante. están destinados a casarse por la fuerza, básicamente. Y eso último que dijo Bernie se le notó en la sonrisa que lo dijo porque de verdad le daba gusto, no porque... Ah, sí, bueno, ya que chingados, ¿verdad? Caspar y Petra. Oh, ya me acordé de la conversación.
That equipment is new. It is suiting. It suits you.
Oh, right. Thanks.
You get more strength each day. I do not want to be falling behind.
I'm impressed with how much stronger you've gotten too. More than I have.
No, Caspar, you are impressing to me. I want to be training with you.
Just hold on, Petra.
What is wrong?
It's your attitude. How can you act so casual around me? My father killed your father. You shouldn't be able to stand the sight of me. You actually
Sería más
hate me,
fácil si
right?
no se lo recordaras
That's
cada
fine.
vez que tienes
I can take
oportunidad,
it. I
Caspar.
completely understand. Just be honest. Give it to me straight. If our roles were reversed, I don't think I'd be able to forgive you. I don't understand how you could...
You are not the one who did the killing, Caspar. Our parents had conflict, but we are not them. I have no worry about it. You should not either.
I don't need to worry? Impossible! I don't think I'll ever be...
You must. If not, the conflict will keep carrying on. If children cannot forgive, it will not ever have an ending. Is that what you are wanting?
Well, of course not.
Please, give it some thinking. I will be leaving now.
Aferrado el güey. Ódiame, mujer, me lo merezco. No, güey, ya. Déjalo ir. No lo sea con el random. Igual que Félix. Mercedes. Cynthia. Marianne. Manuela. Y Shamir. Ok, todos ellos tienen ganas de hablar conmigo. Comprensible. Tenemos Training Sword, Sublime, Creator Sword y... Antes de que se me olvide, Reclass. Vamos a hacer Reclass. ¿Nani? Catherine. ¿Qué no? Catherine ya tenía... No, ¿quién chingados era? Really, who the fuck was it? Ah, creo que me confundí. Maybe. Sí, creo que sí. Ah. Bueno, con el random no voy a poder. 0%, 0, 0, 0, 0. Sí, porque nada más tengo Sword y Brawl. Tengo Sword y Recent, ninguna, no. Ok, bueno. Igual, antes de que se me olvide, tengo la oportunidad de convertirme en el Enlightened One. Puedo utilizar magia. Y mis ropajes van a verse bien mamalones. So, en cuanto a items, voy a seguir utilizando espadas y gauntlets. Training Sword, Sublime, y voy a agarrar una un poquito más fuerte. Silver Sword, Steel Sword. No Silver Sword. Caso de necesitarlo. Training Lance. Mace. El maze creo que me... Ah, Goldster, cierto. ¿Quién tiene esa crest? Ya, necesito ver quién tiene esa crest también. Okay, Holes, Ethylene, Indak, Darius, Gautier, Lamir, Dominic, Daphne, Aaron, Conrail, Holes, Ethylene, Indak, Karen. What? ¿Quién tiene esa cresta? Es alguien de los que no está aquí conmigo. Conrail. I don't know. A ver. De todos modos, vamos a ver qué tenemos por aquí. Silver Bow. Hitting Iron Slayer. Lance of Ruin. Mace, Training Axe, Short Axe, Training Lance. Horseman, yes. Rapier, Steel Bow. Dark Seal. Ah, de la última vez que mató al Dark Knight. Cierto. Que esa mujer es lo máximo. Vamos a quitarle estas madres. Iron Axe, Short Axe, Training Lance, Iron Lance. Una Silver Lance. Eel Hammer. Yeah, sure. Flame. Anola Hanneman. Alois. Cirilo. Shamir. Ok, ahora. En habilidades. Estoy seguro que tienen, por ejemplo, este güey tiene Desperation. Pero ¿por qué se lo voy a cambiar? Wait. Digamos que sí. Ajá. Authority, Dexterity. Charmax Breaker. Armored Blow. Más 6 de defensa. Great, please. ¿Qué no tenía Astra? Oh, mierda, Astra está en las clases, ¿verdad? God damn it, man. A menos que sea skill de batalla. No. No, it's not. Bueno, estábamos en... No sé, ya pasé, pero... Creo que aquí ya no hay nada más adelante útil. Think, yeah. Combat Arts. Ah. Ni modo. Oh, wait. Enclosure, esto es nuevo. Prevent the enemy from moving. Oh, yes. Vamos a cambiar por Curved Shot en corto, güey. Vengeance. Based on unique missing HP. Esto no lo reconozco. ¿Lo tenía antes? Creo que no. Ok, bueno, vamos a darle una oportunidad al Vengeance. O Vengeance. Pain of Monsters, Curved Blow. Tenemos Heavy Draw, Wrath Strike y Sunder. Spike, Night Kneeler. Third Tempest Lance. Monster Crush, Rushing Blow. Grounder, Curved Shot. Drawback. Night Kneeler, Shatter, Slash. Monster Piercer. Blade, Spike, want to punch, Russian Bit of Monster Brother, Wrath Strike, Shot Monster Blast, Hit and Run. Ok. parece que ya tenemos todo. Vamos a darnos una vuelta por el monasterio. Hace mucho que no hacemos eso. Hay nuevas cosas para comprar. Brave Weapons. Bastante caras. Attack Twice. Master Seal. Silver Shield. Elixirs. Y un montón de nuevos batallones. Pero todos son de nivel B para arriba. No vamos a subir dentro de poco.
Professor?
Hola? Yes, please.
So I said, two can play at that game. I told him, a small-time little weasel like you ought to be begging me for attention. Oh, it gets me so mad, so worked up. Why aren't there any men around here who understand what a catch I am? Come to think of it, you've always been nice to me. I mean, you listen to all my problems. I feel like I can really trust you. I don't have that kind of thing with a lot of people.
Sorry, I can't help.
Just let's stop there, okay? You don't need to say anything else. I'd like to maybe talk about this once the war is over. Once we're all safe. All right, enough of this moping around. What we need is a change of mood. We've still got a lot to do together. When I think about that, what are one or two men?
Ni ella se lo cree. Calmada.
I can't stay calm when I'm like this. What's wrong is, it's not just one or two men, it's more like 100 men, maybe even 200, more. I'm completely... Oh, I can't get out of this mood. Actually, I've got an idea. Exercise will help. I'm going to the training ground. Come on and give me a hand. Gonna work my anger out on 100 training dummies. Maybe 200 if we've got them.
No sabía que le afectaba tanto el... eso de la pareja. No sé si está intentando demasiado. Es bastante obvio que... pues...
No.
es importante para ella, pero no sé qué espera.
Professor.
Shamir, oh yes.
Thanks for your help out there. Battles tend to go smoother with you around.
Smoother.
I can count on you doing most of the heavy lifting. It may be unwise to think this way on the battlefield, but I feel I can trust your commands without question.
¿Y por qué es
Not
eso?
sure. I might have an idea, but never mind. I've also noticed that you've been putting me in more precarious situations lately. Almost like you know I won't question your orders.
Lo
No
siento.
need. I'm glad you trust me to get the job done. Still, I knew you were doing it on purpose. You're in a very important position now that you're leading the charge against the Empire. Funny to think you used to just teach at the Officers' Academy. Your old students still call you Professor. That's no title for the commander of an army.
No pasa nada.
Relax, I was just having fun. You sure are an interesting one. My people lost the war, and I was left to wander Fodlan alone. But I guess meeting you was my prize. You look confused. Did you not know any of this? I was living in my homeland of Dagda, up until the Imperial Army destroyed it 10 years ago. But being a mercenary, I have no real allegiance. That's why I'm working here now. Don't worry, though. I don't plan to turn on you.
Hasta vale. ¿Quién sigue? Tenemos aquí algunos chavos. Bueno, alguien, no sé quién sea. Oh. Un poco deprimente.
Maybe.
¿Quién estará por aquí?
Professor?
Oh, yes.
This may seem a bit sudden, but I want to thank you, Professor. That is, for letting me live my life the way I want. I've noticed you've been giving me fewer of those soul-revealing gazes lately. I appreciate you making an effort to not trouble yourself over who I spend my time with.
Así que te diste
Well,
cuenta.
of course. Did you think I wouldn't notice? It's kind of sweet in its own way. Professor, may I tell you a story about when I was younger? I was an orphan, living in the back alleys of Enbar, until one day I was overheard singing. That was when my new life began. I was suddenly a songstress in the Middle Franc Opera Company. Performers, nobility. I met so many people. But none of them ever really knew me. I was just some young, pretty girl who could sing. A spectacle to be admired. Even though everyone praised my looks and my voice, and they showered me with gifts, I knew one day I'd be old. My looks would fade, my voice would change. I wouldn't sound the same. And I started to wonder, when I did get old, what would I have left? I'd be old, alone, and back on the streets of the capital, right where I'd started.
No dejaré que estés sola.
That's sweet of you, even if you are just flirting. I never had much to begin with in life, and I worry that one day I'll be that way again. That's why I keep searching for someone who will love me. Someone unaware of the songstress, who can love a girl that used to be scared and alone on the streets of the capital. I wonder if such a strange person can even exist.
Creo que eso es lo más sincero que, que he escuchado decir a Dorotea. Digo, ahora que ya es pues más mayor, tiene más sentido y no la veo nada más como una forma femenina de Sylvain.
Take that!
Estás peleando con más intensidad de lo normal.
Yes, I am in a hurry. Edelgard claims victory after victory. She never stops. 5 years ago, she ascended the throne and swept away the corrupt nobles, my father included. I always thought I would be the one to unseat him. But she did it instead, with all the ease and indifference of someone cracking an egg. She put my father under house arrest. She stripped House Eyre of its power. Rather than accepting a role as her puppet, I left. Now I fight to topple the Empire. The disparity between Edelgard and myself is obvious. She never stops moving forward, single-minded, never wavering. But where does that leave me? Here, flailing about, going nowhere, contributing nothing.
Eso no es cierto.
But it is. That is the reality. Not once since our days at the Academy have I exceeded Edelgard's abilities. I saw her as a worthy opponent. She did not even see me as a contender. She did not even consider me at all. As the head of the noble House Eyre, I must be able to achieve results. But all my efforts have come to nothing. Results are everything. I have not shown results, so I will be stagnating here forever.
Pero sí has conseguido resultados.
I appreciate your kind words, but you are wrong. I know that I have a massive wall to climb, and I must climb it alone. Even so, may I ask a favor?
¿Sí?
Professor, please keep an eye on my progress. I would appreciate if you were always by my side, bearing witness to my accomplishments.
Sigue traumado con que no le puede ganar a Edelgard en nada. Oh shit, ya llevo 50 minutos. Bueno. El problema es... Hola. Aún la amo, incluso con el cabello corto.
I need to speak with you. Thank you so much. This is what I wanted to address. This letter from my adoptive father just arrived.
Padre adoptivo.
Oh, have I not mentioned him? He's the reason I first came to the Officers' Academy. He's also the one who dragged me from the church where I was living, just so he could use my crest.
No comprendo.
My crest does not yet belong to a house, so he plans to use it as leverage to marry into the nobility. He's a very greedy man who was a roving merchant before adopting me, but now he's in the capital. This letter says that he's finally arranged to marry me off to a wealthy noble. I know he's just thinking of himself, but can't he see that this isn't a priority when we're at war?
Es justo lo que pienso.
I don't know what to do about this proposal.
¿Aceptarás?
I can't see any way around it, so I fear that I must. I just don't want to let go of the life that I've made for myself. I know it's not what my heart wants, but I don't have the strength to say no.
¿Y qué es lo que quiere tu corazón?
I believe I've mentioned this before, but I want to work in service of the church. Well, I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be the church, but I want to help those in need. If I were to marry a noble, I think it would be difficult to realize that dream.
¿Y por qué no puedes decir que no?
It's just... I've always allowed myself to follow the whims of those above me. I convinced myself that everything in life was at the will of the goddess. I was blind to reality. I believed it was her will to both pull me from the church and guide me to the Officers' Academy. The decision to enter this war was the first time I acted of my own free will. My adoptive father opposed this decision, but I somehow managed to convince him. Still, I couldn't free myself of him completely. This letter is proof of that. It's not that I'm scared of him, but there is something that worries me.
¿Cortar lazos?
I knew you'd understand, Professor. I've sat down to write a reply several times, but I can't muster up the courage or the words. I was hoping you could provide me with the encouragement I need.
No puedes rendirte con tus
That's
sueños.
a very good point. We're only given one life.
YOLO,
So we
exacto.
must do all we can to pursue our happiness. Okay. I think that may have been just the push I was looking for. I'll tell him the truth. That I found a life worth pursuing, and I must decline the proposal. Maybe I should tell him I've fallen for someone else.
¿Y quién sería?
Why, it's you, Professor. Isn't that obvious?
No diría obvio.
I'm just teasing. Now I'm off to write this
No
letter.
juegues
and
con
stand
esa
my
mujer,
ground.
¿sí?
Thank you for your encouragement.
Sí, sí, claro. Es un chistecillo, un chistorete nomás. Ya van varios de esos, mujer. ¿Quién está aquí?
Professor. Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor.
Está vestida de
I'm
morado.
gonna keep at it for a while longer, so you go on ahead.
Deberías descansar.
I can't. Not when I'm right on the cusp of using my power to greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just Don't worry about me, okay? I'm
Es
sorry,
mayo, ¿verdad?
Professor. It was careless of me to continue, despite how
Yep.
fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time.
Mujer, tienes 20 años.
13 years ago, House Ordelia was involved in a civil conflict within the Empire. All we did was respond to a call for aid. We weren't involved politically. But once the rebellion was crushed, my family was held responsible for the aid we gave, and the Empire gained some sway over us as a result. At the time, the noble houses of the Alliance took a passive stance. No one lent aid to my family. As a result, some key officials within the family were killed, and people from the Empire were sent to replace them. Among those people were some mysterious mages. They were unsettling, in a word. Skin pale as death. One after another, they captured and imprisoned the children of our household. They began performing terrible rituals on the children, though it's probably more accurate to call them experiments. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children died, till the only one left was me. You know, my hair wasn't always this color. During their experiments, they'd been doing things with my blood. One morning, I awoke like this. A shock of white hair, all trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that two crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my hair wasn't the only loss. The mages informed me that my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most, perhaps less. Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ordelia household again. Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass.
Es demasiado temprano para
It's not
rendirse.
like what's been done to me can be undone.
Podemos intentar una manera.
The only way I can conceive of would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crest.
Encontraremos una
Sound
manera.
resolved. I'll allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor.
Bueno, eso tiene sentido. Tal vez por eso también es tan obscenamente poderosa en cuanto a, poderes mágicos. Nada más me queda una conversación de support. Oh, y es con Marianne.
Dear Goddess, I ask for guidance.
Ya no se ve tan ojerosa, ¿eh?
Professor, you're always watching over me, aren't you?
Claro.
I've spent my entire life avoiding people. Speaking to others was so difficult for me, so I made a point to always be alone. Animals and the goddess were the only ones I could really open up to. Do you remember the time you asked what it was I prayed for?
Yeah, huh?
Yes, but that wasn't the case. Back then, I felt that my life served no purpose, and that I was nothing more than a burden. In truth, I was begging the goddess to take me to her. That was my daily prayer.
Oh, shit.
Now I fear the idea of dying and being left alone. I have friends who accept me for who I am now, in spite of my crest. And I have you watching over me. I finally learned to accept the kindness and warmth of others. It's because of you, Professor. Because of you, I've decided to live. I'm sorry to have worried you, but I'm all right now. Even if I'm separated from you or any of my friends, the memories I've made here will give me the strength to continue on.
Deberías mirar al futuro en lugar del pasado. De ahora en adelante, miraremos al futuro. Juntos.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have the strength to move forward if we're together.
Sí, todos han madurado tanto, me encanta. Y en el próximo video, ya veremos qué sucede. Wait, what? Queda Félix. ¿Dónde chingados está Félix? Oh, ahí chingados está Félix. Well, let's... ya pasó de 1 hora, ya que...
Professor.
Mhm.
Finally, I notched a win against you.
Casi te tenía.
True, it was a narrow victory. When we spar, I feel like I'm revisiting my past.
¿Por qué?
It's like training with my brother. He always won, always, and died before I could win a single bout. From the first time I held a sword, all I wanted was to surpass him. And that's what drove me to become so strong. Perhaps it's absurd to say such a thing, but I've spent all these years training for a duel with a corpse.
No es absurdo.
Perhaps not. I can never again spar with my brother, not unless he climbs out of his grave. Still, I continue my endless pursuit of strength. Maybe because I have a new opponent to measure myself against.
No sé, ¿quién?
You, obviously. I beat you this time, but when we next cross swords, who knows what might happen. It was a close match, not a crushing victory. I know that I can do better. I will surpass you in strength, and then I'll become stronger still.
Yes,
Just what I was hoping you'd say. Anyway, thank you for helping me find an answer to the question you asked all those years ago.
Hasta Félix ya trabajó en sus problemas esos. Oh boy. Ok. Ahora sí, en el próximo video. Peleas, supongo. Por lo pronto, como siempre, gracias por ver el video. Yo soy Random Mexican Gamer. Espero que les haya gustado. Y nos vemos en el próximo.